They have slammed the decision to lock down the northwest of the country at the beginning of the Eid celebrations, as Simon just mentioned. Many have called it an abuse of power and say Boris Johnson has shown no regard for British Muslims. For more on this, Mohammed Shafiq joins me now, and he is the CEO of the Ramadhan Foundation, an organisation working to help young Muslims in England. Thanks so much for coming on the programme. Welcome, and Eid Mubarak, happy Eid to you. Your reaction to this announcement, and also your community's reaction to this announcement to ban cross-household gatherings on the eve of Eid?
Yeah, so the reason we're angry is because, 3 hours before the ban came in last night at midnight, the health secretary made this announcement without any regard for the thousands of Muslims who had already traveled to their loved ones. Food had been purchased, food was being prepared, people were getting ready for Eid festival, and we have an announcement made which will have a massive impact on our community, and it has no regard what has happened. And we see it day in, day out. The Muslim community have been following the guidance. Our mosques are following COVID-19 protection guidelines, and we're taking this very, very seriously. Now, we don't have a problem with new guidance to stop the spike, as Simon was saying there. What we have a problem with is the way in which the announcement was made on the eve of Eid, 3 hours before the ban came into place. And it just shows you the lack of regard and respect that the Conservative Party, which is a ruling party here in the UK, in government, has for the British Muslim community. And I think that's really appalling.
And you've actually said that there seems to be a different rule for different communities. You tweeted something similar. This isn't verbatim. Tell us more.
Well, if you look at what happened only a few weeks ago when Liverpool Football Club won the Premiership, there were thousands upon thousands of people out in the streets of Liverpool. We saw that with Leeds United celebrating their promotion to the Premiership. We see it on the beaches today on the hottest day of the year, in pubs and parks around this country, people gathering. Yet certain people in the Conservative Party, certain politicians, including their own MPs, have been engaged in a blame game towards BME communities. And I think that's really appalling. It's factually incorrect. Coronavirus guidelines are there for everybody, and we will support the government as they deal with this spike. But what isn't acceptable is to start pinning the blame on minorities. And if we've learned anything from the Black Lives Matter, it should be that we should not demonize the whole community.
But Mohammed, what about the argument, in fact, the science that Black, Asian and minority and migrant groups are more vulnerable to COVID-19?
Yeah, well, we accept that. And, people in our community have suffered from that. Thousands have died as a result of this government's inaction. They were too late to bring the lockdown in. They had a problem with providing PPE equipment. And now they left the lockdown rather sooner than they should have done. And now they want to blame minority communities. And we're not going to stand by and watch them do that. We support the government guideline. And as I said, if these guidelines had been brought in a few days before, it would have helped people prepare for the Eid festival. But giving people 2 hours notice and then expecting them to go back to their empty homes in different parts of the country, I think it's appalling. And it just shows you how disconnected this government is from the reality of the diversity of our country. And we're going to raise our voice until the government hear what we are saying.
Mohammed Shafiq, we wish you, from TRT World here from Turkey, happy Eid, Eid Bayramlar, as they say in Turkish, to you and your community.